Alright, we're going to be watching Taintstank, who's going to be playing Zenyatta on Havana, and this is going to be Gold 4. I think it's on PC, it would be my guess. 90% of my games this season are completely one-sided, and I don't know if there's something I can do about it. Please help. I started off the season in Plat 5, and it feels like most of my games are very one-sided. Either we roll them, or they roll us, and it feels completely unwinnable due to tanks feeding or DPS going 0 for 11. I've deranked all the way to Gold 4, and I'm beginning to wonder if it's me. I'm a firm believer that the only person's gameplay I can control is my own, but I feel like a lot of times I'm being forced into a bad position by teammates playing extremely out of position. I play mostly Ana and Zen. This season it felt a lot more difficult to play Zen because people need to be babysat with healing, same with Ana and her sleep/offensive nade usage. So you play Zenyatta here. You also play Ana when things aren't working on Zen, but you play Zen for like significant stretches of this game. I'm not going to do the Ana gameplay because I looked at Ana gameplay briefly. It looks actually okay. A lot better than your Zenyatta gameplay, I would say. That does not say that there are things you can improve. I'm just saying that I don't think your main problem here is Ana. I'm pretty sure your main problem is Zenyatta. If I had to guess, I would say your win rate on Zenyatta is much, much lower, and I don't have time to do both, so I'm just going to cover your Zenyatta gameplay. Okay, so starting with, is it me, right? Are you the reason that you're deranking? Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to show you evidence to make this extremely clear that it is you, that you are the reason why you were losing games. Because when you're playing Zenyatta, you have so little impact on the game that your team is effectively playing 4-on-5 whenever you're playing Zenyatta. I am sorry to have to tell you this, but that's killing you. Again, your Ana gameplay looks significantly better. I'm not saying that your Ana gameplay looks like you're ready to go to Diamond or anything, but your Zenyatta gameplay looks especially underperforming. So let's watch this. And in particular, I would note your accuracy is an enormous problem. So watching this, very beginning of the game, you're gonna fire 5 shots here. You kill the soldier. Great, excellent. This is a good kill. Does it mean a lot in the grand scheme of things? It doesn't, unfortunately, because you just killed him right outside of spawn. So he's gonna be back in like 10 seconds. That being said, it's better than nothing, but it's not like a really significant play. Versus if you killed him here, right? This is going to be like a 20-second addition. If you killed him all the way over here, this is going to be like a 30-second, bleed off the clock, just because of the time it takes to get back. That being said, obviously it's a great play, great, but I would just note that this is mostly luck-based than it is skill-based. But great, we got the kill, excellent. This is the last kill you're going to get for a really, really, really long time. In fact, this might be the only kill that you get in the entire game as Zenyatta. All right, so from here. Let's note, right, you fired 5 shots, it's fine. You're going to fire at the Winston. You're going to miss all 5 right here. It's okay. I mean, I think you could have done a better job tracking here, but it's not that big a deal. Right? Then you fire another shot, you miss. So excluding your initial 5, so it's counting down from 20, so you're 0 for 7 right now. You missed all 5 of those, so now you are 0 for 11. You just hit the wall, 0 for 12. 0 for 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, that hit the bubble. Or sorry, we'll stop counting those, right? Because the rest are going to hit the bubble. So out of 16 shots, you missed all 16 in a row. The only 5 you hit were the first 5 of the game, and then you missed 16 consecutive shots, and now you're going to fire 4 more at the bubble. It's a pretty bad start. Is it game losing? Absolutely not, right? Cold start, fine. I think it's going to be symptomatic, though, of your general problem with Zenyatta, which is that you're not good at aiming with Zenyatta. But that's fine, right? So we can reload here. Okay, great. I have no idea why you fired those shots there. All right, so you're getting shot by the Ash. You fire another 5 shots, all miss. I think you fired 3 here and 2 at the Ash. I think maybe you were trying to Harmony or something. All right, so now we've used up this ammo. Okay, here we go. So we fire 5 more shots. 1 of the orbs hit. So far we are 1 for 11. 2 shots I think maybe hit. 2 shots hit. Okay, great. So we're 2 for 13 right now. So 2 for 15. We should reload right now since you're not doing anything anyway. You hit 1 more, so you're 3 for 20 right now. And then you get 1 more there, so you're 4 for 25, which gives you a 16% hit rate. This is not good. All right. So you were 0% on the 20 after your initial first 5, which were lucky, and you're hitting only 16% now. And the closer they get, the better your accuracy should be. Okay. So for example, if you're this close to the Winston, I'm expecting your accuracy to be like 80, 90%. right? If you're this close to the Winston, I'm expecting your accuracy to be something like 65%. If you're this far away than Winston, I'm expecting your accuracy to be like 45 to 50%. All right? It gets a squishy, roughly how those numbers. But you're not hitting anything close to that. Like, not even close. And we're going to continue, right? Just in case you think I'm cherry picking here, we're going to keep going. So you've reloaded. You've missed another 3. You missed 2 more. You've missed 7 now. You're just hitting bubble. Okay, so we're just subtracting for the bubble. So adding the 2 back, you've missed 12 in a row. I have no idea what you're shooting now. You're just shooting the wall. Right? Like, you're just shooting the wall right now. All 4 of these shots have gone into the wall. This is the only shot that's at least close to the Winston. Again, as a reminder, only 2 shots went to the bubble, so you have now missed 17 out of 25. 1 hit, okay, good. That hit, frankly, I felt kind of lucky, but we'll take it. We'll give it to you. All right, so out of 25 shots, we subtract 2 for the bubble, 23. You landed 2 hits out of 23. Which gives you in the ballpark of 10% accuracy. 0% on the first 20, 16% on the next 25, 10%-ish on the next 23. I hate to break it to you, but Zenyatta doesn't offer any other value other than his damage. Like, the Harmony Orb is, like, nice, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, Harmony Orb heals for 30 health a second, right? Kiriko heals, for example, you look at the opposing team, Kiriko heals for 78 health a second. And she can use kunais, right, without reducing her healing. Iliari heals for the pylon heals 38 a second, so even better than Harmony, and it has a longer range and it's automatic. And she can heal herself or use her healing beam for 125 health per second. Like, and she can use her railgun. So, like, there's so much more value coming from the opposing team than from you. You're worse than a healing pylon right now. Like, that's what I can be. Like, this pylon, wherever the heck the pylon is, I have no idea where they put the pylon. But that pylon is adding more value to the opposing team than everything that you're doing right now, which is extremely unfortunate. All right, so we're gonna come out again. Again, we'll keep watching this, right? Because, like, I don't know, maybe it'll get better. Okay, you fire another 8 shots without an enemy on your screen. By the way, if you want to cancel a charge volley without anyone being on your screen, it's faster to just melee cancel. Like right there. When you're like, oh shoot, there's nobody here, and I have it charged. Sorry, I'll back up a little bit. So right here, you're like, oh, nobody's here, just melee, right? Use your melee, it'll cancel it. You'll still use your ammo, but it'll cancel it. It's faster than firing out the shots, and it doesn't reveal your position. All right, you're poking again. You miss all 5 there. I think you have to be hitting at least 2 of those shots. It's not particularly hard to hit tanks. So out of 25 shots, you've hit 0 so far. Okay, you hit 2 right there. So out of 25, you hit 2. So you're hitting 8% right now. Keep going. Winston comes in. I think you got to hit at least 1 here in the air. You have Discord on him, which is great. He's coming at you. And then you hit any orbs here? You hit 1, I think. Right? And the rest are into bubble. And then the Winston's going to kill you. So I would also note here, Mercy and Zen is one of the worst possible support combos in the game because neither one of you is actually good at healing / wants to be healing, right? The Mercy wants to be on blue beam and you want to be on, you don't have anything besides Harmony, right? So like you add you're literally the worst healer in the game in terms of like actual healing output. So that means your team has almost no sustain if you're playing Mercy Zen. Right? If you want to force Zen, you can force Zen. It's not impossible to play. Like, if you're running Ball, I think it's still doable. Sigma's, like, okay, right? Sigma's not that greedy, so he doesn't need that much healing. But if you're running, like, Rhine or Orisa or something, or Mantra, and you're running Mercy Zen, I think you're just straight up throwing. Anyway, but, like, that's not, like, your team comp is not the issue here. I'm just noting here is that, like, you've added virtually no value here by playing Zenyatta. The Winston's come in, and he's going to walk you down and kill you. By the way, the reason why the Winston kills you is because your Widow's going to die, and then your Mercy's going to res, which prevents her from saving you here. But as a note here, there's no reason for you to be playing this corner when you know there is a Winston in the game. Like, when you're standing here, and you see the Winston, what is your plan if you get jumped? Right? You always need to be thinking ahead. If you think, oh, I deserve to be better than gold, I need to be in plat, I need to be in diamond, or whatever, you need to think ahead. You need to think better than the opposing team. So if you're the opposing gold 4 Winston, he sees a Zenyatta here, he's going to dive you. because why not? He's got bubble, he's got his team to sustain, right? He's got like possible cover here. If he gets in trouble, he can like walk into the building. Why are you standing out here? Like there's no subterfuge here. There's no advanced play. He literally just jumps on top of you, and then this happens and you die. And for the record, if he is jumping, you could just like walk backwards to make sure he doesn't get full landing damage instead of doing all 50 to you, right? Or you could walk into them early and try to burn him down, which I would absolutely not recommend here because you don't have the damage to do it. But you shouldn't be in one dive range, right? You should play, for example, over here if you wanted to be doing this, and it's a much stronger position because it's harder for him to get at you, because when he's all the way down here and you're in the arches, he can't get to you, right? This is more than one jump. You need to know how far does Winston go as Zenyatta if you're going to be successful playing against Winston, right? Then even then, from here, okay, you dive in, okay, he takes cover, you still have the opportunity to survive right now. If you just walk backwards here and get into arches, right, which is covering for the opposing team and the Winston, because Winston's gonna dive right now, you would not be in zap range right now, and you would not die. And the Mercy would be done rezzing, and she could come down and save you. So, like, you literally just give your life up here by walking with him, right, by the bubble. Also, you don't bait him out of the bubble soon enough, right, because he gets low enough here that he could potentially have died if you just walked backwards and he leaves the bubble. You and the Sigma might have just straight up killed the Winston. And also, your accuracy is no good. Right? You're finally hitting him now. That's good. But like beyond that, like your overall accuracy up until this point in time is like 15% at most, which is not what you want out of a poke hero. All right, we come in here, we respawn. Right, still fightable, winnable game. You've missed 4 shots already. You hit 1 there, great. You have now missed 12 out of 25, right? One shot hit. Hit 2, great. You're still attacking for some reason even though nobody's there. Now you're charging. There's nobody invisible. You miss another 5. You hit 1 in bubble, so you hit 2 shots out of 24. Now we're at 8% accuracy again. Okay, and this is going to be one of the most meaningful moments here. There is a pylon here. The pylon will die in 3 shots. Let's see how long it takes you to kill this pylon. Pylons are stationary, as a reminder, right? They don't move. They can't take cover or anything. The cart is going to walk in front of one of your shots, which I think you could have dealt with, but that's fine. 2, cart, miss, 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 hit. You needed 10 shots to kill the pylon. I hate to break it to you, but if you're going to play Zenyatta, you got to be good at hitting things. Like, there's no other tips that I could possibly give you. No gameplay tips, no ability tracking, no positional tips that are going to matter more than, like, if you can't hit the pylon, you're going to really struggle at playing Zenyatta, right? And I think one of the reasons why you're better playing on it is because you can scope, so the targets are larger, but, like, this is really rough because Zenyatta carries through damage and kills. And if you can't hit pylons, which are, like, stationary objects, you have no hope of possibly killing enemies that can move and dodge. I think a lot of this is also just like trigger discipline. Like sometimes you're shooting when you have no real chance at hitting a target. Right? You fire right here. Okay, fine. That shot doesn't really have a chance. That shot has no chance. This shot goes into the truck. Right? Like you fire shots that had no chance at hitting the target. Even if you had an aimbot, they could not hit the target because the target's either not on your screen or there is an object between you and the target. Alright, so finally talking about something that's not aim related. Let's think for a second right now. Should we pop trance at this moment in time? Well, hopefully you're tracking how many heroes are alive on each team. So your team has 3 heroes. Their team has 1, 2... Wait, the Moore's coming out of Fade somewhere? Or not the Moore. Kiriko's here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 with the Ilyari coming up. That's what's going on. So this is a 3-on-4 situation. Your Junkrat is clearly low, but the only person who's fighting him is the Kiriko. You're gonna pop trance right now. So the question is this a good trance? I think this is a bad trance. So first of all, you're already down by 1. Your Sigma doesn't need health. And your Junkrat's the only person in any danger, but he's not one-shottable by a body shot, but he is one-shottable by a headshot. But if you just give him Harmony Orb, he's not going to be one-shottable anymore by the Kiriko, period. Also, the Kiriko is very close, which means that less likely that she's going to be able to stick around long enough to get the kill on her Junkrat. If she gets the kill on her Junkrat, so be it. I don't think it's worth popping Trance here to save. And if we look at what happens with this Trance, the whole enemy team is just going to kite you. Right? Like, nothing happens here. Everyone just literally waits for the Trance to end, and then they go in after the Trance ends, and then now the fight is over. It's going to take a little bit longer. But I'm just noting, I don't think this was a good call. Right? I understand the general idea that you notice the Junkrat was low. I think you just give the Junkrat Harmony here and roll the dice that he doesn't die because he's in good cover behind the cart, and then you save Trance for later. And we'll actually show you what later is. So keep goes on. Fight continues. For the record, I don't think your Sigma would have died here if you hadn't Tranced. Your Sigma's full health and the Winston is low, so I don't think your Sigma's in any danger of dying right now. I think you had plenty of time here to wait longer. I think your Junkrat probably a good chance that he's dead by now if you don't Trance, but I think your Sigma definitely is not dead by now. So we're sitting here, blah blah blah, coming in. All right, so your whole team's regrouped. So it's a 5-on-5 right now, fighting. Bob comes in. Now you pop Trance, right? Because now you can shut down the Bob completely. Because Trance heals 300 health a second, which is way more damage than Bob is gonna do. So you can just Trance everybody, and your whole team can just walk forwards into their team and kill them. That's the issue right now, is that your team can't do that because they have no ability to deal with the Bob. So they're trapped in this room, which means they have no angles, and they're all gonna get spammed out. Right, and then you're gonna get knocked back. You're gonna get messed up by the Winston. Bob is still there, and then you're gonna die, and then the fight's over. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Is like that's what you should have saved Trance for. Is like a high value opportunity like that, not one Junkrat dueling a Kiriko behind the cart. Like that's just not good enough value. But let's go back to watching from your perspective. So you're gonna Trance here. Trance is gonna end. All right, you got I think 2 hits there. All right, you got 1 hit there. I think 1 hit to the head, which is great. I think you got another hit there. We'll even charitably say it's 2. So I think that's 4 hits out of 25. So we're back at 10% accuracy level. Right, Bob I don't care about. Like not relevant. Winston's in here. Really important to land shots here. Right, you could definitely burn down the Winston pretty quickly. This is good aim. I don't think that's. I mean that last shot was bad, but I think that was fine. Right, that wasn't an issue at all. So we're gonna move on here, and then you're gonna come out. Let's just check on the situation. Your Sigma's responding, your Mercy's responding, your Junkrat's out here, and your Reaper's out here. You cannot leave this room. You definitely cannot leave this room, especially with Winston here. You can't leave this room. You need to sit back and wait for your tank to get here, because otherwise you're gonna be frontlining. You definitely can't be going around the stairs right now, because this is gonna expose you to the entire enemy team. Anyone who wants to look at you and kill you can kill you right now. You need to play much sefer as Zenyatta here, right? Winston's gonna come in, and he's gonna follow you, and then you're gonna die. And now you're staggering, right? This is the thing that everybody complains about in low ranks, is that people just stagger. They stagger and stagger and stagger because they don't know that they shouldn't be pushing up right now. You are the problem in this scenario, right? Like everyone else in your team is staying alive. You are the reason that your team now can't fight the next fight because now it's a 4-on-5 situation. So then you switch to Ana. Okay, so again, we're not gonna watch the Ana section. Let's go back to Zenyatta on offense. So here we go. This is you pushed all the way, or they pushed all the way, you pushed all the way. So now we're in the second round, or rather, this is not even. Sorry, you did not push all the way. This is your offense round. I don't know why your Raiden's emoting. Maybe it's a misclick. Yeah, you be careful about peeking there because they have an Ashe. One option is to use the gas station. And it's like, or sit behind the cart, because the cart's got to move anyway, and the Rhine's not the Rhine's job to move the cart. So if you go to the right here, go out like right door, and then come this way, go this way, and use the cart to move forwards while applying damage pressure. So again, you're going to win games as Zenyatta by applying damage. If you cannot apply damage, you will lose games. You will lose every single game you play if you can't hit shots. So far we fired 7 shots. Some hit the shield, but like we haven't hit any enemies yet. You've done 0 damage to an enemy yet. Okay, you missed all the shots there. So on 25 shots, you've done, again, 0 hits. All right, you're going to reload. I would be careful with Sigma, by the way. Sigma has a 22-meter range, so you got to feel how far out 20 meters is. This is 22 meters from the Sigma. If you stay in this range, you're going to be in trouble, and you could potentially take damage. You could sit at the cart, but that's pretty dangerous. Ideally, you want to be even further back. Like, once the cart moves to a certain point, let your ride clear from there. Play like this angle, or like this angle, or this angle, or something, or use the building to help you out, but like be careful not to stay in the open road against the Sigma. Yeah, you really need to kill somebody. Like, I don't know what you're doing firing these orbs over here instead of firing them down the line. Again, another 13 ammo. You have yet to hit a single target, like enemy target. Another 5 shots. You missed them all. Another 5 shots and you missed them all. So I think you fired all 25 and you didn't get a single enemy hit. There's 5. Looks like you hit somebody at the end of that. I saw a hit marker. I think you got 1 hit out of that. You gotta be careful staying here because they're gonna spam you out. Yeah. This is not safe. I know it's not. So the primary reason that you're struggling right now is you need your Rhine to push forward. Your Rhine is not pushing forward for whatever reason, but like he's kind of hanging you out to dry right now. But this is why you have to wait for your Rhine to like start pushing, and then you can start moving up spot to spot. But you also could have considered moving back to this car. I mean, it's tough to cross the gap though with Zenyatta. Honestly, like Zenyatta, a lot of it you have to predict like how the fight's gonna go because you have no ability to change your movement because you have no mobility skills. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully this is kind of helpful. I'm sure watching this is also really painful for you, but I cannot emphasize enough that if you cannot hit shots, you will not succeed as Zenyatta. And I cannot recommend that you play Zenyatta unless you can hit the shots. Like, we're not asking for anything extreme here. You're hitting 15% or less on your like an entire 25 round reload. You got to do better than that, especially against tanks. Against tanks, you literally need to be hitting like 4 times as many shots as like a baseline accuracy. But I mean, I think you probably need aim training, right? You need aim training, you need deathmatch training. I bet if you go into a deathmatch, like FFA type situation, I bet you really struggle with Zenyatta, would be my guess. But I think you need to do a lot more practice with aiming, a lot more practice with death matching, just being comfortable, like taking duels and winning them. Because if you can't out-duel people at your level right now, you will find it even harder when you climb into the levels above you. Because everyone who got there because they were able to kill the people at your current level. So it's going to get only worse and worse as you climb. So yeah, I mean, number one, aim is like the biggest problem by an enormous margin, right? I mean, if you're good at aiming, you can cover up for a lot of other mistakes. But again, Zenyatta, extremely aim-based hero. You have to be able to hit shots. If you can't hit shots, you can't find ways to deal damage. You can't have good uptime. It's no good. Number 2 is your positioning. I don't want to talk about anything advanced here, but I would say you need to find spots where you can attack the enemy and not die as soon as they try to kill you. Okay, and going back to like that Winston scenario, when you tried to play the corner here, the Winston was able to do 1 jump into you, and then you just fell over and died. But if you played even like 10 meters further away, you're never gonna die there, right? And you can keep damaging the Winston and make his life like miserable because he's like, oh damn, and he'll be one of those Winstons posting in Overwatch University being like, how do I play against Discord? Like Zenyatta's so strong, he always kills me every single time I try to do anything. Like that's what you need to do is you need to figure out, hey, where can I stand that I can fight and not just die right away. And it's tough because everyone in the game wants to kill you. Zenyatta is like probably the easiest hero to kill in the entire game. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I would say Zenyatta is the easiest hero in the entire game to kill. You have no defensive abilities. You have an unreliable defensive weapon because it's not hit scan. You have no burst damage that you can control when people attack you. You have no self-healing, right? You have no like shield or anything else that's gonna like protect you. Like, and no mobility, and you're a floating rectangle, which makes it extremely easy to hit you. You're not like a thin model like a Kiriko or an Iliari or something like that. Like, you are very, very easy to hit. So you need to get used to the fact that people are always going to target you down and figure out, okay, how do I play around that? I wish I had Zenyatta guides to link you to, but I think you also might benefit from watching like a higher ranked Zenyatta play to see like what it's supposed to look like, because the gap between you and them is like enormous, and not even like the regular like, oh, they're GM, like, you know, I'm gold or whatever. I think that your gameplay doesn't even resemble like a normal Zenyatta gameplay because you're not hitting any shots, which means you don't apply any damage pressure to the enemy, which means they just walk over your team and then they come and kill you. Right? That's kind of the core issue here. All right, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.